Hello there. Thanks for joining me. So, where might I be off to now? Well, the plan is to head north to Canada. The ultimate goal is to end up in Nova Scotia. I'm planning on spending a few nights in Halifax and exploring the province, heading north one day and then a little bit south another. I'm going to have a few side trips on the way up because I'm driving the whole way up and it's a long ways to go. So I'm going to make a few stops in Maine on my journey. We'll see how it goes.
Boothbay Harbor began as a fishing and shipbuilding community along Maine's rocky coast, growing through maritime trade before becoming a popular vacation destination in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Today, the town is known for its working waterfront, fresh seafood, boating, whale-watching trips, local shops, and seasonal festivals that draw visitors from across New England and beyond. Its walkable downtown, scenic harbor views, and nearby natural attractions make it a favorite place for both weekend getaways and longer coastal vacations.
So I left Boothbay Harbor this morning, continuing up north, planning on heading into Canada today. I've got about a 8-hour drive or so up to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Got a little bit of rain today, so the weather's a little less clear than yesterday, but all in all, not too bad. Well, I made it to Nova Scotia. Now I just have about under 2 hours till Halifax. It's the first bit of sunshine all day.
Halifax, Nova Scotia, was founded in 1749 as a British military outpost and developed into one of Canada's most important Atlantic ports. Today, the city blends its maritime heritage with a lively urban atmosphere, offering a scenic waterfront, respected universities, thriving arts and dining scenes, and a growing technology sector. Visitors can stroll along the boardwalk, tour historic sites, enjoy fresh seafood, or take in views of the harbor from nearby parks. With its mix of history, culture, and coastal scenery, Halifax serves as a popular destination for both vacationers and business travelers. The Halifax Public Gardens is a beautifully maintained Victorian-style garden in the heart of Halifax. Opened in 1867, it features colorful flower beds, winding pathways, and ornamental fountains. The gardens provide a peaceful setting just steps from the city's busy downtown, making them a favorite stop for residents and visitors alike.
Now the real adventure begins. I left Halifax this morning, and I'm now heading north up to Antigonish. Now this is the real reason I'm in Nova Scotia right now. To give you a little background, my father's family comes from up this way. Grew up hearing stories about my great-grandfather in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. One of those stories involved a piece of land up in Antigonish County and a deed that was associated with that land. That deed, in fact, is actually still in my possession currently. It was passed down through the generations from my great-grandfather to my grandfather to my father, and then finally to me. And that document is kind of what started this whole adventure. I want to see if I can track down or at least get close to that piece of land that was once held by my family. I also just want to see what it's like up there. This is the first time I've been to the province of Nova Scotia. I've been to Canada before, Ontario and Quebec and whatnot. But this will be the first time I've been to Nova Scotia, and specifically Antigonish. Trying to track down specific information about my family up in Nova Scotia has proven to be somewhat difficult. My father's name was John, his father's name was John, his father's name was John. Trying to find information on a John MacDonald in Antigonish County, Nova Scotia is like finding a needle in a stack of needles. Fortunately, I'm not just going into Antigonish County blind. I do have a general idea of where I'm headed and what I'm looking for. In fact, I know that my travels are going to take me to Cape George. So I'll be heading to that part of Antigonish County, exploring the peninsula up that way, see if I can retrace some of the steps of my forefathers.
Antigonish, Nova Scotia, was established as a small settlement in the late 18th century and grew as farming, fishing, and education shaped the local economy. Today, the town is best known as the home of St. Francis Xavier University, which brings a lively student population, cultural events, and athletic competitions throughout the year. Visitors can enjoy a walk through the compact downtown, browse local shops and cafes, or attend the annual Antigonish Highland Games, one of the oldest Highland gatherings outside of Scotland. With nearby beaches, scenic driving routes, and a strong sense of community, Antigonish offers a welcoming mix of academic life, outdoor recreation, and maritime charm. Located in the former CNR railway station, the Antigonish Heritage Museum shares the story of Antigonish County through exhibits that highlight local history, culture, and community life. The museum features artifacts, photographs, and displays covering subjects such as early settlement, transportation, industry, and daily life over the years. Visitors can also learn about the area's Scottish roots and the traditions that continue to shape the region today.
So I just stopped in at the Antigonish Heritage Museum, took a look at their awesome collection of artifacts from life around these parts, but also had a great discussion with the museum staff about, more specifically, my ancestors up here in Nova Scotia, and specifically the Cape George area. So now that's where I'm headed, Cape George, to see if I can actually walk in their footsteps.
Before I left for Canada, I decided to take a closer look at the deed, and also happened upon a map of the original land grants from the Crown. I know where I'm going. Well, I did it. This here is the land that I've heard so much about. It's going to be an adventure getting out of here. This isn't the best road.
So I made it out of the woods. It was quite the adventure. It was something to actually set foot on that land. It was a piece of land that I had heard so much about growing up. I never thought I'd actually set foot on it, or let alone find it. But the fact that I actually was just there is wild. Growing up, my sisters and myself, we used to joke that, oh yeah, there's probably a Tim Hortons or McDonald's built up on it. But no, it couldn't be further from the truth. It's just woods, wilderness in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty cool.
After walking the land, I stopped by the cemetery at St. George to pay my respects to some of the McDonald's resting there.
Today I'm headed a little bit south. I'm headed down to the town of Lunenburg. It's a nice little port town. It's the home of the schooner Blue Nose 2, the Bark Picton Castle, and it's also where the HMS Rose, currently the Surprise of the Master and Commander films, was originally built. So I'm going to walk around the town today and explore it. I might also do a little side quest on my way to Lunenburg. We'll see.
Standing at the causeway that leads to Oak Island behind me. For any of you who are familiar with the History Channel, you may have watched the television show where they spend their time searching for a treasure that's supposedly buried out there. Figured since I was in the area, I might as well stop by. Today, I could not tour much of the island itself due to filming that was taking place. However, I was able to take a boat tour around the island with Salty Dog Sea Tours, led by Oak Island diver Tony Sampson.
Well, now that I can say that I've been around and on Oak Island, it's time we continue on to Lunenburg.
Lunenburg was founded in 1753 as a British colonial settlement and grew into one of Canada's leading shipbuilding and fishing communities. Today, the town is best known for its colorful waterfront, well-preserved historic architecture, and designation as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Visitors can stroll along the harbor, browse local shops and galleries, tour maritime museums, and enjoy fresh seafood at waterfront restaurants. The community also hosts festivals, sailing events, and cultural programs throughout the year, making Lunenburg a welcoming destination that blends its maritime past with a lively present. The Picton Castle is a three-masted sailing bark based in Lunenburg. Originally built in 1928 in England, it has served as a fishing trawler, minesweeper, and freighter. The ship was later rebuilt as a sailing ship and now carries trainees and crew on long ocean voyages around the world. Participants gain practical experience in traditional seamanship while visiting ports across several continents. The Bluenose II is a full-sized replica of the original fishing and racing schooner that became a Canadian icon after its launch in 1921. The replica, built in 1963, serves as Nova Scotia's sailing ambassador, visiting ports throughout Canada and abroad while representing the province's rich maritime heritage. Homeported in Lunenburg, Bluenose II welcomes visitors for dockside viewing and seasonal public sailing experiences, making it one of the region's most recognized attractions and a proud symbol of Atlantic Canada's connection to the sea. The Fisheries Museum of the Atlantic offers a close look at Nova Scotia's rich fishing heritage through engaging exhibits, historic vessels, and personal stories from generations of fishermen. Located on Lunenburg's waterfront, the museum features displays on boat building, marine life, and the Atlantic fishery, along with the opportunity to board a preserved ship tied to the wharf. Knowledgeable interpreters, interactive exhibits, and special events help bring the region's maritime history to life, making the museum a popular stop for visitors of all ages.
last morning in Canada. I just left Halifax and now I'm on the road heading back for Maine. I really enjoyed my time up here. I'm definitely going to have to come back at some point for sure.
Bar Harbor began as a fishing and shipbuilding community before becoming a popular summer retreat during the late 1800s, attracting wealthy families who built large seasonal homes. Although many of those grand estates were lost in a major fire in 1947, the town recovered and developed into one of Maine's leading vacation destinations. Today, visitors come for its lively waterfront, locally owned shops, seafood restaurants, whale-watching cruises, and easy access to Acadia National Park. Its scenic shoreline, walkable downtown, and wide range of outdoor activities make Bar Harbor a favorite stop throughout the year.
So I just left Bar Harbor this morning. Now I got about a 5-hour drive south to Massachusetts. Last leg of the journey, heading home. Well, I'm back. Across the border, back into Massachusetts. I made it home. It was pretty cool going up to Cape George and seeing the area where my great-grandfather had lived. I didn't actually think I'd find the piece of property that was mentioned in the deed, but I made it. That was pretty cool. And then I had a few fun side quests to Lunenburg and Oak Island. And then Bar Harbor and Boothbay Harbor to start it all off on the trip up. All in all, it was quite the trip. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Who knows where I'll end up next time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around.